tailgate and beat. Nice defense there on McDaniels, who's looking for a call. Good luck. Simmons tracking it down and somehow providing a finish. Come good soon enough, and sure enough, he did. Big hit kickoff. It's behind the back to Embiid. Joel getting his first bucket of the game. Embiid has already missed a couple of threes. There's Green in for a three. Got it. So Danny Green hits the ball to stick it up there. Try to pass Joel's attention.
And welcome everybody to another episode of Half Court Heat, brought to you by Heat Ratio Sports Network. I'm your host, Tony Jigsaw Cotillo, joined as always by Al Griffin, Andre Johnson. This is episode 10, and tonight we have two special guests brought to you by themselves, actually, right? Mr. Chill Moody, Mr. Wes Manchild. And again, this is the perfect time to do a Sixers roundtable. I call it the Sixers rap session because we're talking a little music as well, because I need you two guys to bring me off a ledge. Well, maybe not Wes. I think me and Wes are kind of on the same wavelength now and then. But Andre and Al keep telling me to relax. It's all going to be okay. Calm down. No big deal. I just can't do it. So this is the first time ever we have a 5-box, right? 5-box. We had quad box before, but 5-box. So last night coming off a win, I get it. Everybody's going to talk about that, but Oklahoma City, who are they? Really, they had nobody anyway. But let's go right to the guests right away. So Chill Moody, thank you very much. Hip-hop artist, Philly ambassador of music. Dude, welcome to the show, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Jigsaw. Thanks for having me.
And Wes? As always, you're very active on Twitter. I love it during the games. After the game, usually soccer. We're not talking soccer tonight. We're all Sixered up, right? But welcome to the broadcast, my man.
Always funny, Jigsaw. And, I'm going to try to keep you calm because I've seen you blow up several times before.
I try, man. The blood pressure gets a little high, but I do what I can do because I know Al. He loves him some Sixers. It's all going to be okay. Andre, I bring Andre over to the Jigsaw side every now and then. I'm not going to lie, right? Not going to lie, but as always, Andre, what's up, buddy? How's your week going?
Oh man, incredible! First of all, Wes, don't think this is an accident. I think he purposely put these boxes exactly like it's supposed to be on the screen because I told him just separate me as far away from you as possible. Because for some reason, in the beginning of the season, man, I was like, oh, Tony, relax. Tony's like, I want this guy out of here. I need another guy. I want another guy. And I'm not even going to mention half their names because all you got to do is look at the episodes and see all the people that he's talked about over the last. So he purposely did that to balance this out because he almost got me the other day. And he almost got me last episode. So you're not getting me this time. Everything's good. Sixers won last night. We're back in number 1 in the East. So let's rock and roll, man. Let's finish out. We do have a crazy stretch coming up, but we'll get into that later in the show.
And I know Al's happy, right? Al's happy because they won last night. Al's happy. And please, for everybody out there, my man takes some time with his pregame analysis, and he posted on Facebook, 5 paragraphs. My boy Al just ain't even giving a line. He's dropping like 5 paragraphs. So check him out if you're listening. So Al, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Oh, you good now? All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I can't complain. I know everybody.
We get that typical difficulties. The ghost in Al's corner over there hitting him again.
How we doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. There you go. You good now?
When you get a loss and then everybody starts panicking, and then you get another win and then everybody calms down again. Like this city is just like crazy. Do you lose one game and the world is coming to an end? Everybody's a bum. I even heard a couple of knuckleheads say, all right, I'm done with this team. They can't win. Like, just calm down. Relax. We're going to be fine.
You can't relax. You can't. You just. I'm sorry. I don't. And I'm gonna bring the guests into this equation because I can't relax. I've been waiting too damn long. And how much
it's years and years of that. Years and years of that torture.
Explain to me. Like, how long do we have to wait, Joe?
What'd you say?
I said, how long do we have to wait? Do we? Am I nuts for wanting something right now?
Nah, I know how you feel. It's that scoring years and years of the letdown. And you're like, I don't want to get, main thing, don't get too excited. You know what I mean? All right, I already know what to do. But I say Sixers in 4 all day, every day. It don't even matter.
Ooh,
exactly.
I got 4.
Sixers and 4 against who?
I got high hopes.
Oh, I see that, man. Wes, Sixers in 4?
I always joke Sixers is 6, but I mean, I'm kind of more about not the team, but me and you were back for. My thing is Ben. Now, I appreciate everything that Ben does and all that, but I just see where it's going to be an issue in the playoffs, man. Like he just shoot. At least he hit 2 jumpers last night, and I was shocked because they were pull-ups, and I'm like, that's there for you all game, every game.
And they was wet.
Just shoot it. And it frustrates me. I know we talk about this forever. Before the All-Star break, I made peace. I was like, look, if he attacks the rim, everything else is cool. But then he started going with these 10-point, 9-point, 7-point games. And I'm like, come on, fam. So he's the key. Everything else, people can talk. Embiid's going to do what Embiid's going to do. It's going to be up and down. But Ben really is the key. And that's the scary part for me.
I think that's 100% on point because that's what we've been talking about forever. Is Ben is the problem or the resolution? One of the two, right? You're going to win or die with Ben, and I've been saying that. Look at last night. It takes Korkmaz gives you 20. Ben gives you 13. I just when we get and again, Al, I know what you're saying. Everybody's reacting after one game, but it's because we see the picture going into the playoffs. Everybody, listen, this is just an audition. The entire regular season is an audition. If you can't get up for game after game with consistency, how do I feel that I'm going to trust you in a playoff series of 4 to 6 games against highly firepower competition when I need you to give me 20 or 25? And we know that's not going to happen. So that's what scares me, and that's why I get so not angry, but I get so passionate about it because I need more. I need more.
He's going to be up and down. He's going to be up and down. You're not always going to get exactly what you want, but the most important thing to me is W's. That's all that matters. I don't care how we get the W. We just get the W. All right. So let's throw a hypothetical out there. We win against the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Ben averages a triple-double, and he averages the cheap triple-double that everybody hates at 10, 10, and 10. And we win. Do you really give you know what? You can care less. He's got steals. He's going to play defense on whoever he's going to play defense against. He's going to create. He's going to do everything he needs to do to help us win. The only thing that matters is the W. I know everybody's frustrated with the up and down, 16, 12, 11. He takes only like 6 shots. I get it. But I don't care. I just want to win. Now, if we don't win and he's a part of why we're not winning, then I got a problem. But when you're winning, like we won by 20 last night and people complaining and saying he only had 13. Who cares? We won by 20. Embiid didn't even play the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. When we win by 25, 30 points, tell me how you win by 20, 30 points and it matters. They only had 13.
Andre, tell them how it matters.
It matters. Well, you must have heard me trying to come in because I was just like sweating up there. Bro, listen, it matters. It matters because what's frustrating is we're watching a 6'10" point guard And I was in a major argument with somebody on Twitter about him being a generational player. I didn't mean like generational player as far as his talent wise. I mean a generational player as far as his physique. He's 6'10" and he's a point guard. They don't just grow on trees, bro. And what's frustrating is that we want the W. Yes, Al, I agree with you with there. We want the W, but we want the W and we want the dominance. This guy is, and the other thing that's frustrating is that we look around the league and we see people bringing it every night, no matter what, whether win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. They bringing it every night, and that's all we want. We want him to be aggressive. Even Joel Embiid tweeted out today, "Yo, dude, I love when you're aggressive." We're more than halfway in the season, and for your center to go out on a limb on Twitter and say, "I love it when you're aggressive." Well, it's easy to say that now with a W. But we needed him to be aggressive. To Wes's point, those 9 points, those 8 points, those 7 points. Are you kidding me? You're the most dominant person. When Joel is out, you should be the most dominant person on the floor. And you got the ball in your hand the majority of the time. I love to see Court score 20, but Court shouldn't be scored. That should be your 20. Court getting 13, that's fine. And we need that support, especially with Tobias being out. I just don't get it when the W is all you want, right? But in the playoffs, what's frustrating in the playoffs is that we want Ben to be that aggressive Ben in the playoffs. The irony of it is that he has to be. There's not going to be a choice because those other teams that are coming to play us, if the playoffs start today, I believe we play the Knicks, right? I believe we play the Knicks. I believe they're in the 8th spot right now. So, okay, I think we're going to, just like Chill said, I always think they're going to go 4-0 against the Knicks. But when you get to that second and third round, oh, come on, man. You have to bring it. We can't have the excuse and we can't have the 8 and 9 and 10 points.
Don't sleep on the Knicks, man. They are a very good defensive team. I'm just saying.
I'm sleeping on the Knicks.
I don't think it'll be as easy as everybody says, man. I'm just saying.
Come on, Tony.
They're a very good defensive team. Right, and again,
nobody's arguing that though.
But if you don't get aggressive, right? If you don't get aggressive,
in the Knicks, are you serious?
What?
We beat them 2 times without Embiid.
You're right. But I'm just saying they do have a defensive presence.
Yeah, but
right. That's all I'm saying. They do have a defense. They're not. We did beat them, right? What's that, Joe?
Sixers and 4, and I've been riding with the Knicks this year. Like the Knicks been doing my FanDuel pretty good this year. Been riding with the Knicks tape, but yeah, we get them out of here. Like what's the saying? We beat them without Embiid twice already. Not even really worried about that. But to whatever everybody was saying previously, we want the W's, but we don't want to have to keep sweating for the W's, and we shouldn't have to sweat for the W's with the upside of what Ben Simmons actually could bring to this team. This shit should be a cakewalk.
It should. And I think that's the problem, that the word is that we do sweat too much and we shouldn't have to. And Wes, I know I get crazy, right? I get, but it's because I keep thinking to myself, what's going to happen when it's not February and Ben's playing for an all-star appearance, and all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, Ben he got that Kardashian effect. He's just laid back. It's okay. No big deal. They play small ball. They lock up Joe. Tobias goes 1 for 9, and I got to depend on Korkmaz to bail me out and shake. Listen, that's the problem I have. To me, we're going to have a second-round issue, in my opinion, if Ben doesn't play the way we think he can. And if he doesn't, we're really screwed. Am I wrong with that, Wes?
No, because I was going to bring up the point that, in the beginning, you seen my tweets at the beginning of the season. Yep. I was killing Ben. I was so over him. But then he went on that run a couple of weeks before the playoffs, and I was like, finally, he got it. It was like he did all that to make the playoffs, and then bang, right after the playoffs, he goes and regresses to this. Mm-hmm. But the thing about what you were saying, it's like we have so many mismatches just based by physicality that we should be getting so many easy baskets. And there are way too many possessions where it's like panicking. Ben had a ball in the mid post or the low post, so right there at the top of the key. He could just make one move and get an easy shot. But yet he'll do a last minute stupid pass to like the White by the 3-point line, or do an outlet pass instead of going up for the basic shot. And it's like, you got the easy shot right there. Stop making things so uncomfortable and panicking and putting the ball in the hands of people who can't create. Because unfortunately, Ben is really our only creative guy on offense, really can create his own shot as far as perimeter. Like Seth Kemper, Seth is too up and down. Danny, if he ain't shooting from the side, I don't want to see it. Y'all, I know my love-hate relationship with Danny was mostly hate.
But don't sleep on my man Shake it a bucket.
Shake is great, though.
Shake it a bucket.
Shake is not a point guard. That's the problem. Shake is much better at the Nisha scoring. When he's playing with the second unit, it is not good. And that's my problem there. Hopefully the George Hill, whenever he finally plays, will ease that up.
Right.
Being a scorer is great because Shake handle is not the tightest. And it's very loose. So, I mean, everything, of course, revolves around Joe, but it's just like, Ben, you have a mismatch problem every time. And it's always like, if he can't just overpower anybody, he has no go-to move. He can't figure out nothing. And that's what also frustrates me, too. Like, fam, you've been in the league how many years? You don't got one little go-to move yet? So
that jump hook should have been developed very early. That mid jump hook, that's an easy jump for him. And I see him pass out of that position time and time. I'm
like, you 5 feet from the basket, just go up, fam. What are you doing? It's basketball.
Just finish at the rim, man. Just finish at the rim. We're saying it forever. Just finish. I don't need you to shoot. I need you to score. And you can score at will, right?
Yeah. And finish strong, because how many layups has he been missed? Like these pretty layups.
He tried to do them finger rolls at the end. Just throw that shit down, man. Like, I don't get it.
What was the other game when he tried to do a scoop and it went under the basket? Like 6'10". What is going on? Oh my God.
I don't get it.
My guy.
Nah, listen, he's been in the league 5 years, right? And like Chill said, he should have developed a little baby hook, a little something 2 years ago, right? What's that, Al?
He has it.
He doesn't choose to use it,
I
right?
agree, Al, that's the only reason I said that specific move, because you see that he has it.
Yep.
He gets it when when he goes to it, he gets it, but he just doesn't go to it as frequent as we would need. There's no signature move there, like Wes was saying. Like, there's no dominant. Something to have to shut down, and it should be.
Even look at Toby. As much as Toby used to annoy me, Toby finally realized now, look, I'm big, and a lot of these forwards that are Carby, give me right here, pass it out, bang, I'm right here. He gets to his spot, he does his shot. Like, Ben should have that. Like, there should be no reason guards should be able to defend Ben. No reason at all. There's no reason he should be able to post up Marcus Smart. Like, come on.
Well,
I know Marcus is bigger guys and all that nonsense.
Marcus Smart is a dog. It doesn't matter his size. He's a dog.
Especially against the Sixers for some reason.
What?
Now he has his best games against us, but still, Ben is 6'10". Just jump over him. Just go over him and just get the shot off. But
no, I agree. I think Vinny checking in. I love this statement. Ben has shown us who he is. We're waiting on a train that will never come. Now, I'm not going to say it's never going to come, but as the years go on and the games go on, I get less confident in that it's ever going to change. So I absolutely agree with that statement. 95% truth right there, in my opinion.
He's a third.
You know what I mean?
He's not a first to say. We just have really. He's a third best player. And when his contract comes up, he's going to want the max. I don't know what's going to happen with that, because is he really going to be worth that?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, you know what? You bring up a great point, and that's why I bring to you guys. I like to do comparisons, and I was on Friday night. I was doing a little hit. We were talking Phillies, and we were talking about Rhys Hoskins, and I kind of said Rhys Hoskins is like the Ben Simmons effect in the sense that as long as Rhys has 2 or 3 bombers in front of him, he's good. Rhys can't be the guy. Ben can't be the guy. right? So, he needs 2 or 3 guys ahead of him. And I think, listen, he can facilitate the hell out of a team, right? As long as he has those players. And he would look great. Listen, he would look absolutely phenomenal. But the problem is we're expecting him to be the guy that he really isn't right now. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, but when you see that, once again, it's the comparison. Now, that's part of the frustrating part, though, right? Because Ben, we were just talking about his shots. That's part of the frustrating part. Every shot that he's taken, we's like, oh, you have that shot. Why don't you go to it? The mid-range jumper, the sweeping hook shot across the lane, obviously driving to the lane with power and finishing at the rim. You have all these shots. We just need you to see him. And he hasn't really, like Chill said earlier, he hasn't really mastered anything or any one of the shots over any one of the one shot. Just one. We just want you to master one so you can get out there and dominate. There's no other guard in the league that can defend Ben in the post. There's not one. I don't care who you are. There's not one, right? So that's part, once again, that's part of the frustrating part. As a fan, we want to see them win today. We want to see them win now. Chill alluded to this earlier today in the show. How long has it been? This is what, the 20th anniversary of them going to the finals? Because they went to the finals in 2000, 2001?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 2021.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Sixers and 4. And the only way it's going to happen is if Ben is aggressive. And we want him to turn it up to be aggressive. That's all we want. And I don't think that's asking a lot. I'm sorry. Not in year 5.
It's not really him scoring 30 or 28. It's just not getting 12.
Yes.
Like, as long as you're aggressive driving, like getting to the line, just making plays. Now, I see one in the chat, somebody said if other teammates are hitting shots, he doesn't need 30, he can get 15, which is good, but you really can't rely on Seth and Danny to hit shots every game. They are so up and down. And that's why sometimes you got that supposedly alpha dog when everybody else is struggling to shoot all these threes, just go get a bucket and go to the line. So
that's my biggest issue, right? We can't, you can't worry about it. That's the problem. Like we need him to be the aggressive Ben. And Chill, I know you're going to say Sixers and 4. Right? I know you're already going to say that, but I know, but I got to ask you because listen, this all hangs on the hinges of Philly and Brooklyn because that is the race, right? And we've been talking about it in nauseum. So I want to get your opinion on the Nets as number one, a super team, and number 2, are they a concern to you? Even though you say Sixers and 4, but are they a concern to you when we look at the Eastern Conference?
Not a concern because of Joel Embiid. If you go to Embiid the way the 2000-2001 Lakers went to Shaq, if you run an offense similar to that runs through Embiid against that team, not saying always run that offense, you run it against that team, we got a way better chance. And I think that puts us where we need to be and whatever. But I think that team is legit. They're having fun when all those guys are together.
Yep.
But I don't know. They got a lot of factors that I don't really believe in them. Like Kyrie's a hothead. Too much drama over there. It's the factors that aren't on the court. It's not all about the basketball that makes me not fear this team. They ain't got it. They're on paper they got it, but I don't think they got it. And when I watch them, they look like they can be broken apart very easily. But I think we run through Embiid and expand the game that way, and we got that easy. In 4.
I love it. I knew the 4 was coming. I know Al's going crazy over there. Listen, Al, I know. Go ahead, man. I know you want to throw that thing in there because Chill's kind of backed up what you've been saying. But my question to you, Al, is okay, we go through Embiid, but what if, like the Lakers, well, we don't have Kobe. So if we go through Embiid and Embiid is stopped, not to say stop, but he can't give you 40 and only give you 15, who's picking up the slack on the Sixers? That's my point, and that's my concern. So, Al, please help me out. Let me know. Who's that guy? Is it Toby?
It's been
What's that?
yeah, we're not numbers 5 in.
Oh, but Al having connection issues.
You can't hear me?
Now you're freezing out bad. You're going in and out really bad.
Oh yeah,
So-
he's crazy.
That's not a good look either, right there.
No, look,
That's not a good look.
he yelling, screaming, and look, he just freezing on that screaming face too. Look, now he's cheesing and he's freezing. So, but that's my point, Andre. I know we'll go to you, and that's my biggest thing. I get it. Listen, Embiid is the man. He's the thought. For my money, say what you want about Jokic, but Embiid's the MVP. He's doing stuff that we've never even seen a big man do, in my opinion. But my problem is what happens. What happens? And I think this is an audition leading up to the playoffs of what will happen when we don't have Joe or Joe gets shut down, because Nick Nurse has made a living of shutting Joel down by playing small ball. So what happens in the playoffs when they shut down Embiid if that happens?
Well, it's really, really simple. It's going to be really about who we match up with, because like I always look at it if the playoffs start today, right? So if the playoffs start today, you got a really good matchup in Boston and the Nets, because somebody's going to really kind of wear the other team down. So I'm not really concerned about the Sixers in the first round. Obviously, I'm more concerned about them in the second and third round, because if you can't go through Embiid, we really don't have a shot to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, because the other teams have too much firepower. The issue that I love about what Wes Ancho said, the Nets, I don't fear them at all. In fact, they got pushed around a little bit yesterday and like kind of smacked around, but they were bullied. And that's how you got to beat the Nets. You got to beat the Nets with the big. You got to beat the Nets with the strength, because if you don't, they're going to kill you from the outside. They're going to continuously have you out of position to play defense. That's just how they rotate. And they're that good. You got to give them props. But the way I look at it is the Sixers is that good too. And the thing about the Sixers is that they're deeper on their bench. We can go 8-9 in the playoffs. We can possibly get to 9 as far as players rotating in and out. Don't be surprised if you see the matchup with Doc sending in, and I think he's going to wait to the playoffs to put Howard and Embiid in as a twin tower for a nice stretch. The reason why he may do that is if Toby gets into foul trouble, because he's going to realize that we have to bully them to beat them. We got to bully Brooklyn to beat Brooklyn. You're not going to finesse them and outplay them with trying to be, fancy and shooting threes every 2 seconds. The Lakers proved that yesterday, and that's without AD. They proved that with Andre Drummond. But every team that beat Brooklyn this year, if you look at some of the tapes, they got bullied. They got pushed around and bullied and frustrated. And guess what? That's how you beat the Nets. You don't try to outplay them with skill. It's already a given. They're going to kill you if you try to play their game. You got to make them play your game and beat them in the post. And just listen, foul trouble, out of rhythm, get them out of their rotation, and that's how you beat the Nets. Because any other way, you're going to lose.
Al,
Absolutely.
what do you think, Al? You good now?
Yeah,
You look good.
I agree with what Dre is saying. You definitely you have no shot to play their game. It's just like the old Golden State. If you try to run and gun with them, they're going to kill you. So you got to change you got to flip the whole script and make them play your game, physical, in their face. Just like what's the name was with Kyrie yesterday. You got to get into a couple. You got to get them out of their game, so they're trying to do things that they're not accustomed to doing, and they're trying to match you and do stuff that they can't do. So that's what you got to do. Physical is just not even a question. It's got to be, and B has got to take it strong to the hoop. The jump shots, I was very annoyed the other night. Well, too many jump shots. He knows it too. He knows he just was shooting way too many jump.
It was getting good. It was.
Yeah.
Right. He
We
got
went on a streak there for a little
prayer
while.
hands and everything.
He pray.
You know somebody making a good point.
Oh man, Al, you all about something. I got it, Al. You're back. You on Frozen now.
He was just killing me the other night, and he kept missing shots, and I'm thinking, all right, he's seeing that he's missing these J's. He's going to start taking it to the hoop, or he's going to start going right into the post, and then he kept still shooting. I'm like, what are you doing? You know better than that. That's not how you've been playing all year. I know you jump shot and you mix it up. I love that, but when you're just not hitting, you know you're the old reliable, and that's what we're going.
Well, you know, in that game, you know that was Embiid's kryptonite in that game that was playing. Big foreign, like white centers.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Every time
He had nothing to do with that.
That's all
He
you
had nothing to do. He had
the old Marcus
3
Saul.
fouls in the
Look at the stats, bro. Look about the history. The Aaron Baines, the Adams, the Judas, the Marcus Sauls, all those big foreign boys. I don't know what it is, but I didn't mute himself or something.
Is he mute? Al, you muted?
We have no T-Mobile.
Oh. No, but the thing, with like y'all was saying, when I was tuning into that game, I started cracking up when I saw Andre Drummond like beasting them. I was just like, what are they going to do? LaMarcus Aldridge is just weak. You can find they have nobody down low. Blake never been a good defensive player, as physical as he is. It's always been his issue. Durant probably is their best defender, actually, because people overlook that he can play defense. That's probably their best defender. DeAndre Jordan, I'd have seen Embiid dominate him forever. So that's the whole thing. It's just like y'all been saying, you just can't. Our defense on them is going to be the real thing. Like, obviously, Ben is going to probably be on Durant, but it's about, all right, who's going to be on Harden? Because, when he's back and everything, that's always going to be the issue because he does, ball against us. Danny torches Danny Green. So you might see Thibault getting a lot of minutes in that series.
Hey, so that's funny. It's funny you said that. Just Gary asked everybody on the panel, you think we should change the starting lineup for that series?
He might have to. He might have
to. Yeah, he might have to.
The only problem is Thibault's still very young. You got to worry about you don't want him to get in foul trouble playing too many minutes, too. Yeah. Now, if it's the fourth quarter, you don't worry about it. So I don't know. You got to really think about that because you might want to save Thibault's fouls and his aggressiveness for that second half and not play and not start him. So you really got to think about that.
And I agree with that because I'm hearing y'all talk about be aggressive, but who other than maybe Dwight, Thibault, like who's our bullies? Like we don't have enough of those guys that's like even mentally there to like really like fight with these guys. Like, and I also, Dre, I feel like, the Knicks do have those guys. The Knicks, that series is going to be real, our bodies are going to hurt from that coming out of that. So still 6-4, but that Knicks joint ain't going to be,
You forget about the play-in. The Knicks are not guaranteed though. Remember this, the play-in. So 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So those standings, that 7 and 8 seed, you don't know who's going to win. So that's why I'm not really looking at that. I worry more so not about the Knicks, but if it was the second round of like Miami's in fourth, if we would have played, because that would be the ultimate tough. Because Spo just knows how to defend his team, and Miami has a lot of wings who are annoying problems.
When I'm looking at these games coming up, I got Miami down as a team that we might drop 1-2 coming in.
They always give us problems.
Yeah.
So
you look at that's right here. Point where you look at the upcoming schedule and right, and we're looking at that. You're looking at Philly going against Dallas, and now we got that 14th game circle. Right, there's the Brooklyn game, so that'll be interesting. And then those next 3 games, Dallas, even though they're coming off a leg of it back to back, with Scotty tweeted out earlier, thanks to Scotty, and then Brooklyn and the Clippers. That's a tough 3-game stretch.
The Clippers give problems, but I want to see with Embiid because that's a whole different thing. They got nobody to stop Embiid either. So that game in LA, I kind of throw that out the window.
Yeah, and Ben owns Luka. I'm not worried about that. Take the under on Luka. When it comes to that game, But yeah, Wes, like you said, the Clippers. I got that down as one of the games as well. And this game right here, I wouldn't sleep on this Suns game. We don't match up well against them, especially on the guard front. We don't really match up well against them.
Devin Booker takes that light skin war serious,
right? So I could see that. I could see that being something, especially if we spend 420 out on the West Coast and then come back home. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, you're right. Listen, that Phoenix team, man, they between CP3 and Devin Booker, I mean that's a really good team. They're a really good sound team out there. So, but
they got
I agree with Wes, I love Miami. I think not over us, but I just think that if Oladipo can be healthy enough to play, I think they have a really, really good sound team, and for my money, a top 3 coach in Spoelstra. So I think they are a team to watch in the East.
They're built for the playoffs, and that's just what they do.
Sure.
And Jimmy's been in and out, so people forget. He could turn it on. His health is his issue. They still got Dragic, who's been out. Like they have a lot of guards.
Yeah,
a lot of guards, and Bam is undecided against Embiid. That would be a series where Embiid can't settle for jumpers. It'd be on the perimeter because Bam can defend him on the perimeter, but he's too small. If Embiid goes inside, he can, dominate. So it's about getting in that mindset. But I mean, with the playoffs though, because even when people talk about Brooklyn, I also think their coaching is going to get them in trouble where you have to make those adjustments game to game. Because Steve Nash, he's a novice. He still doesn't know what he's doing. And Mike D'Antoni can't never preach his defense. So when it comes down to those series where you have to exploit those matchups, I think Doc will show his mettle against them.
Yeah, I'm looking at these next couple of games, and those games on the 22nd and 24th is going to be must-see TV. Those
wow.
They have back-to-back. Yeah, they got back-to-back, both televised games, by the way, back-to-back against Milwaukee.
And they just altered the schedule. They altered the TV schedule to make that happen, I think, because I think they took somebody off. And
they flexed the Lakers.
Yeah.
They said they flexed the Lakers. We owe them big time, but they flexed the Lakers, I think, because they didn't I guess they realized that one or the other, whether it's LeBron or AD, one of them is not going to be back. So people aren't really going to tune in like it should have been. It should have been a blockbuster game. But those Milwaukee games back to back is going to be important. And the reason I'm saying is because that means we've already played the Nets, we've already played Phoenix, and we've already played Dallas. But Chill alluded to something earlier in the show when he said that we talked about a couple shows back. It's going to be really who gets beat up that bad in that first round. You get beat up in that first round bad enough, barring hopefully no one gets injured, because I like to see the top players versus the top players. So, but it's really we talked about that a couple of shows ago when I was saying, it's interesting because you're right. Who are the bullies on our team? Now we are physical, and I think we have the physicality to beat other people up. But like you said, we only have like 2 max 3 players. We don't have the Marcus Morrisons of the team. We don't have the old school Charles Oakleys and the Rick Mahorns. We don't have those guys like to beat people up. But we do have guys that can wear the other team down, even if it's just to get to game 2 and game 3 and game 4. I have 6s and 4s. That's how we gotta do it. 6s and 4s. Right? So you gotta shake it.
Like this or like this?
Either way. 4.
Horse style. You gotta do it
like Arn used to do it. Yeah. I didn't even know Arn Anderson had a thumb.
So the point I'm making is this April stretch is going to be extremely important of how not just the standings are going to shake out, but how the teams are going to look against the other dominant teams, whether it's in the East or the West. So that's where I think this is going to be a crazy April for the Sixers. But I also think they have the manpower to match up with every team they face. Phoenix is going to be a problem. Like you said, we don't have the guard talent as Phoenix, but this is a good test.
We got to pick and roll, man, because you already know CP3 in fourth quarter is just going to pick and roll to death and basically call the whole offense. He's the one for them. Ayton has enough size, even though Joel usually kills him, but Ayton at least has enough size to put a body in front of Joel to get the guard play. So that is a tough matchup. And obviously they got Mikal Bridges, who should be on
that game is CP3 as an on-court coach versus Doc as our coach. That game right there is gonna come down to that. Who's watching what's going on and who can adjust as the game goes on.
Jigsaw, I know the Mikal Bridges thing burns me up. It burns me up every time I see it.
Again, who did we trade him for? Where's Zaire Smith playing? Like, are you kidding me? Like that?
We don't even bring him up on our show.
Not all about him.
And the crazy part is, the last time I saw Zaire, I was watching a Blue Coats game. I was in Delaware. Watching a Blue Coats, and I said, "Yo, man, you should be. You just left the center 2 days ago, and now you're playing against the Lakers G League team against Antetokounmpo's brother, because Antetokounmpo's brother was on their team, and they're G League. Now this dude got moved up and got a ring. So I was like, yo, you let this guy was killing. Antetokounmpo's brother was killing, and he barely got any minutes on the Lakers back then. But he got a ring. It's crazy how the league is.
That just brought up bad memories, man.
Brothers in the league now.
Somebody also brought something up on Twitter the other day that I was thinking about, and did I go out again?
Yeah. All right, yeah, go back.
You're good now, Al.
We need that number one seed, because if we don't, we want Brooklyn and the Bucks to beat the hell out of each other to get to the Eastern Conference Final. So it's very, very, very
clear.
Important.
I said clear. You said important. One of those words.
Yeah. We finish it up for you. We got you.
Yeah, we got you, Al. Don't worry. We're family here, man. Don't worry about it. We got you. There's no big deal. But it's a good Al. I'll finish for you. It's a great point, because that's exactly what we've been talking physicality this entire show, right? So that's exactly what we want. Let somebody else beat them up, right? Beat the hell out of each other. Because listen, in 2001, the Sixers, I mean, think about it, with the Toronto series and the Milwaukee series. I mean, we were beat the hell, man. 2-7, and then we had to go up against Shaq and Kobe. So we definitely don't want that, no doubt.
And we went back to, and remember those series, we went back to back 7 games.
Yes.
Yeah. Before we got to them, and then still won the first game.
Yep. So the second one.
Well, we should have won the second one.
You're right. You're right.
Made that third one before Ori hit that darn 3 from the side. That whole series just brings back.
You know what's interesting? I always thought that the Lakers would have possibly won anyway. But what killed us, and nobody ever talks about, when George Lynch got hurt, we were done, and we still stepped it up.
Come on, man! You weren't sold on Raja.
Anyway, George Lynch. I got a private story with Raja. That's why I say anyway. That's all live. But anyway, George Lynch was our leading rebounder, and he was our pounder. Like, he would pound people in the paint all day long. So it was tough, man. That was a tough series to lose, especially against obviously Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, man, that was a heartbreaker, man. That was an absolute heartbreaker. And you said it was 2 7-game series, man. Come down to laying shots. I mean, that Vince versus AI, man. That right? Oh,
almost the same corner, almost the same exact corner of
Kawhi.
Yeah, yo, that is real.
It looked good too. Yo,
I thought that pitch shot was in. I thought it was in. I was like, oh, not again.
Yeah, that would have been a hurt piece right there. That seriously would. But hey, listen. Hopefully, we get what we want. And again, don't mistake passion for hate, man. I want to win just like anybody else, man. I do. I just let's see how it works out. Hopefully, Chill's right. We say Sixers and 4, man. I'll go Sixers and 4 all day, man. 4 horsemen style. Ric Flair, Ole and Arn, Tully. We got them all right. Tonight's WrestleMania in effect, but. 45 minutes. Let's swing these last 15 minutes. Because obviously we talk basketball, we talk culture, we talk music, and obviously we lost a legend in DMX, and everybody was talking about that. And I wanted to bring this up on the show because I got 2 music pioneers, local pioneers, in my opinion, right with us tonight. And I got to ask an interesting question. I want to ask both of you guys on Friday night. I was asked if I had to tell somebody who had no idea who DMX was, never listened to an album, didn't know who he was as an MC, and I had to give him one song to listen to and say, this will tell you all about the man who was DMX. What song would it be? And I thought it was a very interesting question. It made me think a little while because I was put on the spot. But Chill, I'll come to you first. What would you say would be that song that you would tell them, go listen to this right now?
Slippin'.
Yep.
I think it's an obvious John, but Let Me Fly as well. If you put on Let Me Fly, that first verse on Let Me Fly, I sold my soul to the devil and the price was cheap. You put that on and he get real introspective on that John. And like when when I got news of the passing, I just happened to be in the studio and I just like shut it down and went on to a playlist of like my favorite X Jones. I went through a lot of the features, the Murder Inc., like Murdergram joints with him and Hove and Jai. But I went to like them introspective Jones, and Let Me Fly was literally the first Joan I put on. I'm like, this is the quintessential like DMX record to me. But I think Slippin' would be like probably like everybody's like top choice of like, you listen to this, you learn who this man is because he gave you, that's the autobiography right there.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, listen, even just the beat, not even the MC part, just the beat will get you. But absolutely right, Wes. What do you think, man? What would you direct somebody to?
For the introspective side, I mean, I would say Slippin' too, because it just basically tells the whole story, even from the video. But if another song that would kind of just talk about the kind of duality of him, how he could be calm but then go up, even though the first song was Stop Being Greedy, because half of the 8 bars calm, 8 bars hype, 8 bar. And like I tell people, originally I wasn't a big X fan off bat when I first heard him. Like I was like, all right, because I'm more of a lyricist type person. Chill, tell you. But when I heard Stop Being Greedy, I was like, oh, all right. Like for some reason, that kind of grabbed me, the change. But and of course I got on the X obviously as the album came out. I'm talking like before he came out, underground stuff. I was just like not really feeling. But then when he came out, I saw the whole scheme of it. And of course, when I heard the intro to his album, I was just like, oh, all right, like, this guy's a little different. And a lot of times when I went back and started listening to some of this older stuff, because people get caught up with the passion and but when you go back and listen to what he was saying, like X was spit, like he would say some stuff. Like my favorite verse for him is the 4-3-2-1 verse.
Oh, yeah.
He stole the shit. Everybody on the song came with it, but he stood out, and I was just like, all right, he got it when that verse came. So, I mean, he's you really can't say enough about him. This is tragic.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That 4-3-2-1, and the other, and Money Power Respect too with the lie.
Yeah,
I mean, those 2 verses, man, were unbelievable. They just showed another level how he could just go from top to bottom and hard in a moment's notice, which was fantastic. Al, you're all freeze. DMX. First song you would tell somebody to go listen to. This is my man. This is my guy. Go check him out. It'll tell you all about what is it.
I can't remember the song. I was driving around a lot yesterday, and it's crazy that I just start listening to the lyrics even more than you're into the beat, you're into certain things he says, but when he passed, I'm just listening to every verse, every rhyme, every word, and I'm like, damn, he said that. But you're not thinking about that when he alive and you playing it, often. But it's crazy. So many things I was listening to. I was like, wow, that's a great song. It's not even just the beat, not even the rhyme. It's just stuff that he was saying. He was preaching, dude. He was saying a lot, so many things that you probably wasn't even paying attention to at the time. But now you're a little bit. It's a little bit more detailed. So Slipman is one. It's another one I forgot all about. I can't remember the name right now. But when I heard, I was like, wow. I'm again listening to it, and it broke me down. I was like, wow, damn, he was really getting serious in this song. And then, of course, you just talk about the all the collabs he did. The one that you just said, Chill, what did the one that you just said about who was he with? Jay-Z
Well, my
and
favorite, with Jay and Ja Rule, is Murder or the Murdergram.
Yeah,
You go, I got my back against the buildings. I'm the villain that's creeping around corners. Like, shorty, you see them creeping around corners. I might be coming through, running through. Be careful what you do when those folks might come. Like, that verse right there, and he was with them, and he obviously had the best verse. Like, what's going to do on that record? The picture that was like just like that's on papers. I'm gonna pull papers. It's all about the papers. Like, X was always like just real, like vivid with how he was doing it, but a lot of it got overlooked because of some of the animation and the barking and all of that shit. But it's like, you really listen, like, spit some shit.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Andre. Before you say anything, Andre, answer me this too, because I'm gonna throw this in your mind for a little bit, because there are a lot of people checking in with Rough Riders, because and I'm ad-libbing here, but I'm pretty sure, I know Wes and Chill can help me out with this as well, but I'm pretty sure Rough Riders came before the whole Wu-Tang Clan came, in the sense, right? I think it was 92, 93, or was Wu before Rough Riders?
Wu was before Rough Riders.
Wu was before Rough Riders. Wu was about 90, 91.
Oh,
because no, matter of fact, they were like 90.
Okay.
Well, you were out, like RZA and were out, but Protect Your Neck came out.
30%.
Right. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Right, because my man was there. I remember my man. I'm about to tell my age, but my man was down Hampton. He came up with a tape and was like, "Yo, you gotta listen to this tape," and that's what it was, Protect Your Neck. And I was like, "Wow." Phew. But DMX, man, obviously slipping. Like you said, we talked about slipping, but for me, I always loved MCs that hops on tracks and just murders everybody on the track. Because it like I always love, like, I love when MCs like come out. Like, for instance, like Nas at the barbecue, or where you don't really know them, but you know they special.
Mm-hmm.
When you like right in the beginning. So for me, when I really was like, yo, DMX is something ill. When I heard him on Blackout with Jay-Z and the Locks, I was like, wow. And then we flipped it on 24 Hours to Live. I was like, this guy is just different. He's just different.
He showed off on Blackout.
He went nuts on Blackout. And that's what made me love artists like that. Like, I love artists that I know there's big names on these tracks, but I'm who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you everything I have because who I am. So that, to me, is one of the reasons why I really love DMX. I love him from obviously almost every piece of work he's done, but to hear him featured on other albums, because he obviously did a great job on his albums, but when he's on other albums, and he just takes over. He just took over, and those are the verses that I really love from DMX.
I think there was, it might have been maybe about a couple years ago. It might have even been longer than that. And what you just said, Andre, is so true, because I think he was at the Hot 97 studios, and he just went off, like, just for, free verse, and like nobody even expected. And you could tell he just took it over, just like you said. So 100%, man. We definitely lost a legend. And it sucks. And I'm showing my age too. I'm like, I'm gonna be 43. And I'm like, X was 50. So when I was 18, listening to that, I'm like, dude was only 25. Like, he wasn't even that much older than me. Like, I never realized how much I related to a lot of these MCs through age. And I was like, wow. And now it hits me now. So, and it sucks, man. It really does, because music is a part of life. Music, I love music. We all love music. It's a part of culture. When we lose a legend like that, it makes us really give back. Like, Al, you were saying, everybody going through the playlist, whether your own playlist, like Chill said, whether you just throw on Pandora or Spotify, where you throw your own hard drive up, and you queue it up, and you start listening, like, wow, I forgot about that. I forgot he said that. I forgot that's what he meant. So many different parallels to these kind of things, and hopefully 2021 continues to be better. But yeah, we definitely lost a legend right there, no doubt. Andre, all right, so Al, you good? You unfroze, right? You good now? Yeah. Can you hear us? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll make it short. But listen, this has been great. Before we go, I want to say, Wes, I want to thank you for joining us tonight, as always. I mean, listen, we were sitting on the couch at PI Live probably like 3 years ago, going back and forth. You right? Arguing. Yeah. I don't know if we were arguing. We were on the same side. I forget, but
you were very anti-process, and I was pro-process.
That's right.
And I was like, yo, Brace, this dude is crazy.
Yeah. I think I lost like 5 pounds that night sweating, but it's all good. Let the people know where they can find you. Obviously, I'll put it up here, but what do you got coming up? What's going on with West Man Child?
I mean, well, you can find me at West Man Child, all one word, on all the socials. Just got, working on some stuff. Not really nothing concrete yet to really put out. Got some stuff in the works, got plans. Got some stuff we think about with this guy right here. Always. But, just whatever hits me. I gotta be inspired to do stuff. That's the really kind of the way I go. So
I love you can't fake passion, right? You can't fake passion.
Can't force stuff either.
Nope, not at all. And on the other side, Chill, it's been a pleasure, man. Listen, you are Philly, obviously, music ambassador. Let everybody know what's going on in the city, what you got coming up, what you got going on. Let everybody know where they can find you. See right there, but let everybody know what's up.
Yeah, you can always find me on all social networks at Chill Moody, spelled exactly how it sounds. I got a lot of stuff coming up. We got this Nice Things kombucha out right now. That's what I was drinking all. You know what I mean? So Nice Things, my lifestyle brand. We got a kombucha out. Got some a fermented fruit beverage coming out around Memorial Day. Looking to get another beer back out by the fall. So Chill Moody, the beverage mogul, is out here. You know what I mean? New music coming up. I just released a project called Voices of Hope. And for Black History Month, that joint's still moving around. Just finished a project with a producer named 183rd from New York, so that'll be out soon. Me and Wes are working on music consistently. I've been producing a lot, so I got some records coming out that I produced on. I don't know. I can go on forever, man, but I got a lot of things coming on. Just tap in, and yeah, I mean. Sixers and fourth.
That's easy, right? Tap in at Chill Moody. You'll find everything, right? It's go right on the link tree. Everything's right there. You'll find everything you need to do, all the directions you need. But as all, thanks, man. I appreciate both of you guys coming on. And
I appreciate the invitation.
Thank you, man. It's been fantastic, and we got about, I think, 29 games left in the season, so maybe we'll link up and we'll be able to do one for the a playoff preview show. See who we got in the first round, right? And as always, check out my man Wes live during the games. He keeps it real. So
you gotta follow Wes on Twitter during the Sixers game.
I swear I don't be trying to bug out. I just react, but it be so many people hit me up about.
No filter. I don't think he reads the tweets twice.
I know.
It's like stenographer. Like he just bam, bam.
I purposely stopped responding. Like I just hit with Wes. I stopped. I said I can't because I'm gonna start arguing with Wes. I already been arguing with Tony. I can't argue with Tony and Wes. So what I'll do is I'll just hit like, and then I'll hit him with the I agree or I disagree.
So that's what you do.
Well, it'll be like 20 minutes later, and I'll see. I'm like, get that old tweet. I guess he had time to think about it and calm down.
Yeah, man. But some of the things I do agree, Wes. But that's why we're fans, and that's why we're passionate.
Yeah,
and that's why we love our Sixers, we love our Philly fans, but we're also realists, and we want to win now, and we just want to win now. That's it.
basically.
We want to win now.
And I hate just seeing the same mistakes. That's when I get mad, when it's the same stuff over and over, and I can kind of predict what's going to happen. And of course, everybody for my Danny Green feud. That's what most people kept bringing up. But then when he started balling, everybody started coming at me like, did you see people from LA? People from all over just were like, oh, Wes, Danny Green balled. So
it was like that for you before Danny Green with Al Horford.
Al Horford, it would come.
Al Horford. Yep.
Chill had a nickname for Covington. Chill used to call him Cub just to get on my nerves.
I know about Cub. That was my man.
Cub still in the league?
Al don't have to say his sister would take care of you.
What's that, Al?
I said, yeah, Al.
Oh, that's a whole show right there.
That's
Al. She is a beast, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Al Horford's sister is a beast, dude. She don't play.
Yeah, I think when that came, I think she retweeted one of my joints when they left or something, and I was like, all right, she's female. I'm not gonna go in. I was like, plus I like the way she looked, so I was like, I'm gonna just put her in.
So it's funny because she hit me with the. She hit me like she didn't retweet my tweet, but she hit me with the, if you don't have nothing nice to say, my brother don't play there anymore. And I said, nah, I'm gonna just leave her on red.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna go back with it.
Nah.
Yeah, I see him.
Be careful, man.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. I got hit up. I got hit in a thread, and Liv Simmons was blowing me up for like. I was like, "Yo, I didn't even say anything. That wasn't me." Like, I was like, "Damn, okay." Like, I actually screenshot. I was like, "Yo, look, this was." Oh, she's like, "Oh, okay." And she slid and apologized, and I'm like, "Man, you just called me out for like 2 days. It wasn't even me."
She don't play about Ben though. She don't play about Ben. She going.
No. Not at all, man. Not at all. But hey, that's what family's about, right? So what do we expect? What we're supposed to do. But as always, we hit an hour, perfect timing. I appreciate everybody for joining in. Check us out at Heat Ratio Sports. Check Chill Moody out, Wes Banton, Andre Johnson, Al Griffin, Tony Consola, everybody in the family right here doing big things. Continue to keep it going week to week, day after day content. So as always, like we say, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will catch you next week.